All right, let's get right into it. We all know the deal. We live in a world of endless scrolling, right? So grabbing someone's attention for more than a few seconds, well, that feels like a superpower. Today, we're going to unpack that power. We're deconstructing the secrets behind a super engaging 3-minute video. You know, the challenge for any creator right now is just huge. You're not just up against other videos. You're competing with every single notification, every text, everything on a person's phone. So holding on to someone's focus for a full 3 minutes, that's the new gold standard. So that's the big question, isn't it? How in the world do you create an experience so good that someone actually stops their thumb from flicking and decides to stay with you? Well, I'm here to tell you, it's not magic. It's all about technique. To figure this out, we're going to dive into a case study. Now, quick heads up, the video is a tarot reading, but I want you to completely ignore that for now. We're not looking at what it's about, we're looking at how it's made. Think of it as a masterclass in video production. We're going to break down exactly why it works so darn well. Okay, so before we jump into these specific tricks and pro tips, we need to look at the big picture, the skeleton of the video. See, great engagement isn't just a bunch of random cool moments. It's a deliberate structure, a journey that you guide the viewer on. So check out this timeline. It all starts with a super powerful hook, literally telling the viewer to stop scrolling. Then it transitions into the setup, building up a relatable problem. After that comes the reveal. That's the big aha moment. It's followed by a deep dive that gives real value, and it all wraps up with a crystal clear call to action. You see, every single second has a job to do. All right, first up, let's talk about what the viewer is actually seeing. You could have the most amazing script in the world, but if your visuals are just static, you're going to lose people. The key here is something I like to call visual pacing. And the secret is, honestly, it's surprisingly simple. You've got to keep changing the camera angle. A single static shot basically tells the viewer's brain, hey, you can check out now. But a dynamic one, it forces the brain to stay active, to stay engaged. What's really clever here is how the creator uses this variety. It's not just zooming in and out. They cut from a tight close-up on their face to a medium shot showing their hands, and then to some B-roll that's just secondary footage of the card itself. Every single cut gives your eyes something new to process. So what's the magic number here? Well, based on this video, the sweet spot seems to be changing your shot every 20 to 30 seconds. If you go much longer, you risk boring your viewer. Any shorter, and it can start to feel a little frantic. This pacing, it's the perfect rhythm to keep someone totally locked in. Let's move on to our next technique, and you'll see how these things build on each other. Visuals aren't just about the camera. They're also about the words you put on the screen. This creator doesn't just settle for those default captions. No, they turn their text into a powerful storytelling tool. Right from the very first second, bam, this text overlay pops up. It's not just a caption, it's a promise. It's telling the viewer, hey, this is worth your time. It sets the stakes immediately, and it's a hook that's just as powerful as anything the host says. And this just shows the difference so perfectly. You know, those default auto captions, they're passive. They just kind of sit there, and we've all learned to ignore them. But strategic, manual pop-up text, that becomes an active part of the story. It directs the viewer's eye and punches up the most important parts of your message. And just look at the words they chose to animate. It's not boring words like and or the. It's the power words, success, career, money, yes. Each one flashes on the screen at just the right moment, like a punctuation mark for the voiceover, driving that core message home. It's so effective. Okay, so we've covered visuals and we've covered text. Let's talk about the final piece of this puzzle. And honestly, it's the one that's most often overlooked, the audio. In this video, the music isn't just some background noise. It's telling a story all by itself. The audio journey here is perfectly mapped to the story's arc. It starts out with this slow, kind of mysterious music while the creator is setting up the problem, that feeling of being stuck. But then, the second the answer is revealed, the music totally shifts to something upbeat and triumphant. It's a sonic cue that tells the viewer how to feel. And this is the exact moment that transition happens. The music follows the script perfectly, moving from a question to an answer, from a feeling of uncertainty to one of clarity. This little bit of synergy between what you hear and what you feel is what makes the video so incredibly immersive. So, let's put this all together. We've deconstructed the timeline, the camera work, the text, and the audio.
And what we have now is a simple and, more importantly, a repeatable blueprint you can use to create your own super engaging videos.
So let's just recap the blueprint. 1. Keep your visuals dynamic by changing that shot every 20 to 30 seconds. 2. Make your text an active player by emphasizing your keywords. And 3. Use your music to tell an emotional story that backs up your narrative. That's it. That's the formula. And I really want to stress this. It does not matter if you're explaining a business concept or giving a cooking tutorial or sharing a personal story. These principles, visual pacing, dynamic text, and sonic storytelling, they're universal. They will work for any topic on any platform. So I'll leave you with this one question. This creator used these techniques to craft what they called a 3-minute turning point for their viewers. Now that you have the blueprint, what kind of turning point? What kind of aha moment will you go out and create for your audience?